Good evening, everyone. This is the mayor and town council meeting. It's 7:31 p.m. This is the mayor and town council meeting for Monday, April the 6th, 2026. Um, I got a little cold, haven't been feeling well, but I am here. Could we start out with just a moment of silence? Thank you so much. Can we have the roll call, Madam Clerk?
Yes, Madam Mayor. Mayor Robinson,
Here.
um, Council Member Jacqueline Morales. Present. Council Member Baines,
I'm here.
Council Member Dane,
Present.
Assistant Clerk Ortiz,
Present.
um, uh, Event Planner Hawkins. She's not here, right? She wouldn't be here.
No, she's
Okay,
not here.
right. Code Enforcement Officer Cuffy. Okay, she's not here yet. Okay, Treasurer Dorsey Washington.
Present.
Okay, and Clerk Lundy. All right, that's all, Mayor.
Okay, just a minute. Let me make sure. Hold on just a minute.
Okay. Yep. Miss Cuffy waiting for her if she's coming in. That's the only one. Because Miss Hawkins is not her week to come to the meeting.
Miss Hawkins is also in the hospital. She had a big surgery today, so just
Oh,
lift
okay. She is,
her.
yes,
Okay, just
definitely.
lift up prayers for her. Um, I'm gonna start off with first a little something to say. I think I'm going to speak in behalf of the mayor and the council and the employees and the citizens of the town of North Brentwood. We want to extend our sincere appreciation to our town manager. I don't, Jacqueline Goodall, who is gone, and tomorrow she leaves for relocation to San Antonio, Texas. And it's for her outstanding, I wanted to go on the record to say for her outstanding leadership and tireless dedication to our community. From day one, Ms. Goodall started looking at the needs of this town. First, flooding concerns on Wyndham Road. I know we all remember that attaching, and she ended up attaching them to a French drain. There is no water on Wyndham Road. Most of us remember all the water damage in the homes and on the streets. There were issues on the houses rear of Wallace Road. There were water issues on Allison Street. Has obtained Chesapeake Bay Trust grants for our businesses, ARPA assistance to our residents, Sis's Tavern improvements, additional work on Mural Park, including beautification, implementation of Entrepreneur Park, and managing daily operations to guiding key initiatives and ensuring that our town is part of Prince George's County planning, and her work ensured that our town continued to grow, improve, and serve residents effectively. We are grateful for her professionalism, her vision, and commitment to excellence. Kudos to Miss Jacqueline Goodall. Next, on this evening, we have the ASL, American Sign Language interpreters that we obtained for this meeting. Their names are Patty Plummer and Wendy Stokes. And I talked to Wendy and I saw Patty, I think. She's here. In the future, if I think, I'm not sure about this, is the first time we've done this, and I know we had a request. I think what we're gonna have to do, you have to help me, Christian, about can we turn on live captions in Zoom?
Believe so, Mayor, that functionality does exist.
Okay, so if y'all would let us know if you need anyone that's deaf that needs that, please let us know and we can do that. And also, we're putting the minutes, which we should have did a while back. The minutes are going to be posted on the website, so you can always look on the website to see what occurred at the town meetings. And so I just want everybody to be aware that we will be able to accommodate you in that manner. But tonight, we're glad that we could get these two sign language interpreters. Next on the agenda is the town minutes. The minutes for Monday, March 2nd, 2026. Council, have you had a pleasure to read the minutes?
Yes, Mayor.
Can
Yes,
I can I have a motion to accept with any necessary corrections?
So moved, Councilmember Dame.
I second.
Councilmember Morales. Any discussion? Any corrections? All in favor, aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? The ayes have it. Did you have time to review the town minutes for March 16th?
Yes.
Can I get a motion to accept?
So moved, Councilmember Dame.
Second?
Mayor, I had a correction, I
Let me
think.
get a second first. Let me get a second first, and then we'll do the corrections. Let me get a second.
Second, Councilmember Baines.
Okay. Discussion. Now, Councilwoman Morales.
Yes, I think the date for the scholarship, the end date for the scholarship was incorrect. I can't see the entire document. It runs from 16 March to 30 April. Can't see the whole thing in my report.
It was in your report?
Yes. I don't go all the way back up, Christian.
It said Councilwoman Morales shared information about the North Scholarship Fund.
It must be the other document thing. We had it running from 15 March to 15 April, and we need to make sure that it's 30 April.
You talking about, here it is, that's on the March, that's on March 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
That's not on this one. On March
Okay.
2nd, there was a correction. So note that correction, so the applications are accepted from
Okay, I got it.
March 15th to April what, 30th?
Yes,
Okay, please correct that.
thank you.
March 2nd, not this one.
All right, thank you, Councilwoman.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
On the motion to accept the minutes of March 16th without the correction. There was no correction. All in favor say aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? Any nays? Any abstentions? The ayes have it. I didn't hear everybody, but that's okay. No abstentions. All right, next we'll have the financial reports by our treasurer, Miss Dorsey Washington. Let me say there is a correction on all of these. It should be, the Y is missing off of February, so please make that correction, okay, on
Yes.
all of them, okay? Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, all the pages are linked, so
Okay,
yeah.
right, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'll make that correction.
okay.
So the financial reports as of the end of February 28th, 2026, the ending balance in the Truist savings is $157,896.83.
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that again?
Yes, $157,896.83.
Okay,
The ending balance in the CIP account is $112,144.06. The ending balance in the ARPA account is $125,391.24. And the ending balance in the general fund as of February 28th, 2026 is $1,493,193.21. The Maryland local investment pool account was not included, had not received that statement. So hopefully it'll come in and I'll be able to report out on that at the next meeting. So that completes the reading of the February 2026 financials subject to audit.
Thank you so much. Can we have a motion to accept subject to audit?
So move, Councilmember Baines.
Second,
Second, Councilmember Dame.
any discussion? All in favor, aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Thank you. Can I get a motion to table the Maryland government local investment pool financial reports for February?
So
Motion,
move,
please.
Councilmember Baines.
Second,
Second, Councilmember Dame.
all in favor? Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? Hearing none. All right, next on the agenda is the mayor's report. I will table my mayor's report since we have a lot to do tonight. Next is the council reports. Councilwoman Morales on scholarships.
Yes, Mayor, and Town, we are 3 weeks into the scholarship application process. So far, I've received, no applications. And again, the process runs from, 16 March and will close out on April 30th. The scholarship is open to all North Brentwood residents and former residents, those with a legacy of the town. And just looking forward to some support. If you can help get the word out. If you need any more information, please contact me at jmorales at northbrentwood.com. We're looking to get as many respondents as possible. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you. We put this in the newsletter. It is on the community channel. We hope, a lot of our problems hasn't been, well, it hasn't been, well, last year we did get some recipients, but we want to make sure we get some applicants
Yes.
and hopefully choose some recipients. A lot of times these scholarship applications aren't, people miss them. So if you know anybody that has North Brentwood roots or former or lives in North Brentwood, and that goes for adults too. It doesn't only go for high school or and I mean continuing education in college. It goes for that too. So please spread the word. Thank you, Councilwoman Morales.
Thank you, Mayor.
Councilman Baines, do you have a report?
I don't have much. Also, like you, I'm going to miss Miss Jackie. I saw her on Saturday, and she's one of the most upbeat women I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she was doing what she needed to do to get done.
Yeah.
And then another thing I say, maybe we got to pray hard because I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow after seeing a certain fellow on TV today talking about at 8 p.m. tomorrow. He's going to blow up bridges and blow up desalinization plants, and commit war crimes. I'm just trying to figure what America's coming to. I really am. So I'm just saying we need to pray that we and hope that things be okay. And that's all I have for now.
Thank you. I'm sorry, if anyone had any questions for Councilwoman Morales or Councilman Baines? Hearing none. Councilman Dane, Ward 3.
Mayor, I have nothing to report this evening.
Okay. Let me add to you. I think we did do, I think the motion was from you, Councilman Dane, that we were supposed to give, who is this?
Talent Group for
This
Children.
Talent Group for Children. And we called them and called them and called them, and they are not a 501c3.
Uh,
And it would have to pass through somebody, or like if we could hire them or something like for North Brentwood Day, we could give them that token. You know what I mean? For
got you.
and
Okay.
I asked him, were they available during that time? But you know, North Brentwood Day now falls on Juneteenth. So I mean, it's always Juneteenth around that
Yeah.
time. So I'm saying there's always something going on. But he didn't know, but he said he would get back to us. I just want to put you up to date on that. All of us up to date on that. Okay. So
Mayor
hopefully
Robinson.
we can,
I'll
huh?
make sure I'll follow up with them.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. Next is Bunker Hill Fire Department. Jason here? Yes, Jason is here. Brentwood Fire Department.
Good evening, Mayor Robinson, members of the council in town. My report will be brief. On the 23rd of March, the paramedic injury responded as the Working Fire Dispatch Company to the 7400 block of Allison Street and Landover Hills. The initial crews arrived on scene with heavy fire showing. While en route, there were reports of children trapped inside the house. That was later found to not be the case, but there was one adult occupant in the basement.
Mm,
During the initial search and attack, crews had to bail out of the house once the conditions inside got unbearable. There was high heat. One of the firefighters had to jump out of the window, and then they called the mayday.
mm,
At that time, 5 firefighters were transported from the scene for minor injuries. An additional 5 firefighters were later transported that day with minor injuries for a total of 10. There were also one dog that was saved from the fire and one dog that was deceased.
mm,
There was also an incident at Fort Washington Park on March the 22nd and 23rd. That was a citizen in the park found an IED pipe bomb device. The bomb squad was dispatched to the location. They found 7 pipe bombs that day on the 22nd. 5 were rendered safe. The crews returned back the next day. They found additional pipe bombs on the 23rd.
mm,
At this time, that is under a joint investigation by the PGFD Fire Marshal's Office, Office of the Maryland State Fire Marshal, ATF, FBI, and U.S. Park Police. Regarding the lawsuit that we have against PG Fire Department regarding the Amos 508 state funding, request was submitted to the court to postpone and reset the date. That will be reset to September the 1st and 2nd. We were also able to have our legal counsel depose former Fire Chief Tiffany Green in regards to the investigation and case. She spoke with our legal counsel and she pretty much advised what we thought. She stated that it wasn't her decision to hold off on our Amos 508 funding from the state. That came from the Fire Commission, and that's where she left it at. So they're kind of passing the buck on who's going to take ownership of the responsibility for this. That is all I have for my report at this time. If there are any questions.
Any questions for Jason?
I don't
Jason,
have any.
Jason, have they started the market? Is the market started?
That will
The
be coming up, I believe, in another week or two. I believe it's April the 20. Give me one sec here, because I know they just finalized. Bill was saying,
okay.
I believe it will be coming up within the next week or two. They should be starting.
Okay, because it's on a Saturday. Everybody just
Yes.
knows that it's on a Saturday. So just look out for the signs because they'll put the signs out for the market that is done during this time of the year. Okay, any more concerns or questions for Jason?
I don't have any.
Excuse me.
None.
Um, New on the agenda is new citizens. I know we had a an event. The African American Cafe opened up, and there were a lot of new citizens. I didn't know who they were. They some on 41st Avenue, and I'm putting that on the agenda now so that we can recognize you and know that you're here. And if anything that we can do for you or you need, we do have a welcome packet for you. But we just need to know that you're here. So, are there any new citizens in the town of North Brentwood? Hearing none. Um, if you haven't got your welcome pack, if you don't, if you're here and you haven't filled out your emergency response survey, we use the emergency response survey just in case. It is on the website just in case something happens. It did happen at one time that the gas had to be shut off, and so they had to get to people's homes to get this and notify people that that's what it is confidential. It is there for that purpose, flooding and things like that. So if you have not turned in an emergency response survey, please do so, and you can email it to the city clerk. It is on the town website. Next is the citizens' concerns. Um, I know a lot of people are here because of the cameras, and I'm just going to start this off, and we will move forward. The town has been discussing safety measures and especially these cameras since ARPA. That's American Recovery Plan Act. That's 2020 and 2021. Our ARPA budget has included town hall renovation, Sis's Tavern repairs and update, share food distribution, which is held monthly, entrepreneur park, COVID measures, and security cameras for the community. The cameras were added after numerous discussions at town meetings about some sort of protection. In a community without a police department, and in a community where we have discussed a police department and the cost numerous times, and in a community where we know that it would cost 500K for a police department, and in a community where citizens cannot afford a significant increase of the taxes, and in a community where there are now more than before doorbell cameras, and in a community who now is looking at crime in a very different way, tools like cameras can play an important role in helping deter crime and supporting regional law enforcement when needed. That support would be from Prince George's County Police. These systems are designed to capture vehicle information, not personal activity, and can provide valuable leads in situations involving stolen vehicles, wanted suspects, or public safety concerns. Our goal is to use this technology responsibly while continuing to respect the privacy of our residents. Last year, we experienced in the county and municipalities theft of tires from cars. A car parked in front of my home was stripped of all four tires. And what a shock. I did not hear a thing. I did not have a camera on my home, and the guy next door whose car it was, as you can imagine, was devastated. I want us to look at recent activities around our neighborhood. Berwyn Heights has experienced many car break-ins in the last 2 weeks. The activity has now moved to Mount Rainier. Now I'm wondering who is next. Could it be North Brentwood? These cameras do not monitor people inside homes, do not record personal conversations, do not provide constant surveillance of individuals, and do not replace law enforcement. They support it. The positive angle here is security and privacy first. That reassures our residents. Local control of data emphasizes the municipality is in charge. Responsible adoption frames as it is thoughtful decision making, not just accepting foreign technology. We understand community concerns about technology ownership. Our priority is keeping data secure, stored locally, and used responsibly to protect public safety. Any technology we adopt, regardless of its investors, is carefully reviewed to meet U.S. security standards and serve our community's best interests. We are committed to thoughtful, safe, and transparent solutions that benefit everyone. We understand privacy concerns and are committed to ensuring proper placement and oversight, limiting access to authorized personnel only, reviewing concerns about lighting, positioning, and impact on residents, and maintaining transparency with the community. There are still other issues that need to be addressed with the cameras. They are working. They are working, but they are not being monitored. We are inquiring about turning off the blue and red lights, and adjustments are needed with the camera. Other things are needed too. We need signage, and we need our town ordinance updated. It is our anticipation to have the cameras monitored by Prince George's Police. I've already talked to Chief Nader, who is the chief of the Prince George's County Police Department. Let me state, your town council has been working hard to address the issues that matter most to you, from improving public safety measures to investing in our parks and community spaces. Every decision is focused on making our town safer, stronger, and more connected. We've listened to your concerns, taken action, and will continue to keep you informed every step of the way. Your voice matters, and it helps shape the future of our community. I'm wondering, this is my statement that I have, and I have someone here, I guess he's here, the Director of Emergency Management for Prince George's County. Is Anthony Reese here? Hearing that he's not here. He also was supposed to be, he was also chief of Forest Heights Police Department. They solved a murder by these cameras. They were the first ones to have cameras, the town of Forest Heights. They solved the murder by these cameras, and they were very, very helpful. And they have been very, very helpful in the county. And they went to a meeting with the county exec last week, and she is encouraging the municipalities to get cameras because that aids the police. That's why the Prince George's County Police want to monitor them. So I don't know if the chief, if the director of emergency management comes in, please let me know, Christian. His name is Anthony Reese. But we will move forward. What we will do there, the town council is prepared to hear citizens' concerns and thoughts about the cameras first, because we're on citizens' concerns. So we're going to talk about the cameras first. And when we finish talking about the cameras, then we're going to talk about other citizens' concerns. So first is the cameras. Please raise your hand so you can be recognized by our Assistant Clerk, Christian Ortiz. And each person is allowed 2 minutes, and it will be time monitored. Please be courteous and respectful to all.
This is Emma on Wyndham Road. I don't need 2 minutes. I'm happy to have the cameras, of course. When we be walking in the morning, cars are running red, the stop signs and everything. Almost, we can hardly cross the street. They cut through here, I guess, going to work, go down Allison Street and go straight out through North Brentwood, up to Brentwood. And I'm happy to see the cameras.
Thank you, Miss Emma. Christian, you see someone else?
Ms. Hill has the floor.
Miss Hill.
For me, I kind of feel similar, but I was just wondering about the location and the choices about location because are there going to be more locations? Because I'm particularly concerned about the community center in that area specifically, in the area where we have the basketball courts, areas that that tend to draw a lot of people kind of hanging out. So I was just concerned about that. And as somebody who lives in Wallace that doesn't have a camera, if there's cameras everywhere besides our street, like what that means for our street. Like, does that mean that this is where people are going to go since they know there are no cameras? So I guess my thing is, are we at the end of the amount of cameras we're going to have? And is there some discussion about more cameras or moving the cameras to a place to make sure that every community area is looked after?
I can answer that question for you, Miss Hill.
Okay.
Park and Planet already has cameras. Those cameras are on Park and Planet's property. They can see the tennis courts, they can see inside, they can see outside. They monitor our office. They monitor the whole thing there. Okay, so they are already those cameras have been up for a long, long time. And the cameras that we have four. Let me see if I can get them. Okay, it's 39th and Allison, um, 39th and Wyndham, 40th and Webster, and Sisters Tavern, 41st Avenue and Wallace Road. Those are the cameras. And they're strategically located. They're strategically located to see every street in North Brentwood. You know, we only have 8 streets. So it's strategically located. That's where they were located to see every camera. So that we would have a view of any time in it, the whole North Brentwood, who is in our town at any given time. So, and there will be no more cameras.
Okay, that was most of the question that I had. Something else might come up, but right now
Okay.
that's more
All
what
right.
I was thinking.
Hope I answered that for you. But community center, all of them are already under surveillance. Their surveillance is done by park police. That's the park, Maryland National Capital Park and Planning Commission. All that is done by park police. That is park land too.
Okay. And I guess somebody probably will follow up with that, but who's monitoring ours? Are those four cameras? Is it PG? Will it be PG police right
It
now?
would be Prince George's County Police that will be
Okay.
monitored.
Okay.
Mhm.
Mr. Fisher has the floor.
Okay.
Yes, I have grave concerns about these cameras, especially considering who they come from. But I had questions on whether or not these contain facial recognition technology, as well as are recording audio at this while they're recording video.
They do not record audio and they do not have facial recognition.
Okay. It Personally, I feel that these are a big privacy violation, and I've talked to a lot of my neighbors around here, and I've gotten the same feeling from them, especially the ones whose houses are closest to the cameras and visible within their view. Um, People feel like it violates their privacy, and it feel makes them feel like they don't have like protection in their own home.
The cameras are set to monitor the sidewalk and the street. That's it. They don't monitor no houses. No houses are in this camera
One
view.
one thing I want to say, I understand your
Excuse me, just a minute. Just a minute.
concerns,
Just a
but
minute, Councilman Banks. I mean, make sure that Mr. Fisher understood. They are. That's why we have to do the adjustment. They are to do the sidewalks and the street. That's it. They do not do houses. That
I
and
mean,
as I stated before, we know the red and blue lights may be say irritating a little bit, and I can understand a little bit about that, and I can also understand. I'm just visioning this because we have some deaf people who are here and I don't know, your senses get stronger. I think, since you lost one, your senses get stronger. And so we're working about turning those off, the red and the blue. They are just there to let you know that that this community is being, you're being looked at. So that's it. But other than that, it's not there for any purpose. But they will be pointed to the streets and the sidewalks. That's why we have to make these adjustments.
I examined the specs on the cameras, and they have a very wide range view. Is a thing, and the positions they're placed at right now captures people's homes.
But that's why we're doing adjustments. Nothing's being monitored here. We haven't, we just put them up. We have the security people have to come back. We have to get that together. This week was a holiday. This is Easter weekend. People were away, and we will be working on that. Nothing is being monitored. Nothing is being looked at or anything at this point. When we get them functional, when we have to have signs up, we also have to have signs up. We have to
But
have
but they all are already recording, right?
they are working. Yes, they are working, but nobody's looking at them. Nobody's monitoring them.
but they're not positioned correctly already, and they are already recording, which means that the recordings are still there containing the entrances and stuff to people's homes.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to say anything about that. I told you just before that we're doing adjustments. That's why we got to work with them this week on doing these adjustments. So they
I
will
know,
not.
but you said they're already recording and the adjustments haven't been made yet. If the adjustments still need to be made, they shouldn't be recording yet.
Okay, I will tell them to cut them off tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, Mayor.
Yes.
My biggest thing is I'm trying to figure a house on my street, I guess on your street, that doesn't have a Ring camera or one of those cameras recording everything that can look in your house a whole lot better than those cameras up on those high poles do. So maybe we're going to tell our neighbors that maybe they need to cut their cameras off. Also, I don't think we need to cut the cameras off, but it's not showing in anybody's house.
No, it's not.
Not at all. And it's going to be adjusted, and there are going to be warnings up, and the lights are going to go off of them, the blue and red light, which doesn't bother me at all. But so once that goes off, you won't even know the cameras are up there. But as far as safety goes, I believe we do need those cameras, just like most places do. They do it in Chevy Chase. They do it in McLean. I mean, most places it's just done. And it's not to get into your privacy, because just like you say, most some point right down the street. It's not looking in your house. And I don't think I would like them if I didn't knew that they were doing that. But I think once everything gets adjusted and everyone gets to talk, I wish what's the ex, I guess, of Forest Heights police chief was here, and he could explain it to you a little better than I could. But believe me, we're not looking in your house, because we don't want to see in your house. We don't want to see in nobody's house, because I don't think that's right. And we also got to remember, we are in one of the most busy times as far as terrorist attacks, because of what we're doing overseas. And if something was to happen in here and we didn't know anything about it, it would be a mess. So let us do what we got to do and get the cameras. And if you're still uncomfortable, give us a call. I don't have no problem talking to anyone. But when you're not trying to look into your house, we're not trying to look at what your business, because I don't think everybody's business is nobody's business. And that's all I have to say about that.
Councilmember Baines, I just want to push back a little bit because I think just we as a council just need to step back and take a look at the cameras, because it's also about the optics of it. We want to make sure our residents are at ease and as comfortable as possible before the full rollout. And if they are recording and the camera is near a home where the person isn't comfortable with them recording, I think we should respect that for right now until
they will
adjustments are
not be
made.
recording nobody's house.
That's
I'm
exactly
telling you,
what I'm
they will
saying.
not be recording
I agree
nobody's
with you
house.
totally.
The
No, it's not
cameras
looking at nobody's house.
will
It's just
be
down the
will
street.
be on a street, on our public property, at our right of way. It will be on the street, and it will be on the sidewalk. That's what they will be, with nobody's houses in view. We told them this, okay? We've already did that. Just give us time to adjust them. Okay, we do not. Do you think that I mean, I have to say, citizens, do you think that we really want to? I mean, we want to spend our time looking in somebody's houses and stuff? Like, we are here for safety. We are not here to impose on nobody, and we would not do that. We would not do that, and that's against the law. Okay, we would not do that. But I mean, we are going to make the adjustments. We are. And like I said, they're not being monitored. They are not being monitored. And tomorrow, it won't be tomorrow, it'll be the next day. When I get into the office, I will talk to EAW Security, because we've already talked before. He sent some things out for us to look at. We've already talked to him what we want done. We know
So,
what we want done. So I just want everybody to be aware that we
so
would not
I
impose on your personal life. No.
I personally don't think that anyone on the town council would do this at all. But as you said, you guys would never do this. You would never do it. But the problem is, other government agencies might, and their ability to access the cameras, especially if they are already under the control of the police department, is prevalent, and that power can be abused,
Okay,
unfortunately.
so that's good. Okay, so we've heard that, and we will take that in consideration.
Um,
I agree with you also, because if you don't know, if you have a Ring camera and something goes on next door to your Ring camera's footage can be subpoenaed.
I'm gonna say this that I live in Bowie and we have them all around Bowie. Woodmore has them. They are everywhere. These cameras are everywhere. And I understand that you don't want them in your house because I wouldn't want them in my house at all either. But let's look at the bigger picture. Your problem is ring cameras and cell phones. Your problem is not the ones on the corner that are looking at the street and doing the little things. If anything can be hacked, everything can be hacked. We all know that that can happen. And we all are, this is the world that we're living in now, that we have to protect ourselves because things are happening everywhere. But Woodmore is what? The richest daggone county city in the town in the county, and they have them everywhere. Period. And you very rarely hear about people's cars being on bricks in Woodmore.
We also have, let me see, we have Reese. He's here. Um, he is the director of emergency services in Prince George's County. Um, Chief Reese, can you speak to us?
I have a question as well.
Yes, I'm going to get to Reese first.
Hey,
Okay.
hello. Can you guys hear me? I just want to make sure my audio is okay.
Yes.
Hey, well, first, let me say good evening. Thank you for giving me this time. I will like to say my name is Anthony Reese. I currently serve as the Assistant Director of Homeland Security for Prince George's County. Um, uh, my former role, I was the Chief of Police for the town of Forest Heights for the past 7 years. And so, what I can say, Forest Heights has always had we call them neighborhood cameras. Um, we can say that those helped us a quite deal. And the reason why I say this is because in the times that we are in now, whereas that it is a struggle to retain or recruit police officers, the cameras step in that stopgap. Um, what I also can say is, no, there are parameters around the cameras. I'm not sure if you all are aware, but Prince George's County Police Department, they have a real-time crime center, and they have partnered with a lot of municipalities with
Mhm.
their cameras. And so what that does is it doesn't mean that they have complete access to your cameras, but what I will say is, for example, cameras that you have in certain intersections. I'm not sure if you are aware, but there are plenty of state and county cameras at intersections that you can live view for the general public. You don't have to have permission because they're live cameras. The other cameras are such as if you was to put a camera at a park or something like that, you can give that information to Prince George's County and say that we're in the real time crime center. What we do is when somebody or there's a crime or there's a call for service, if you will, the people that are in the real time crime center can pull up the cameras before any police officer any gets on scene.
Mhm.
Most of the time that you all see something, the police, the either the suspect is already gone, and now it's an investigation because the suspect is no longer there. But now we're looking at in times now that we're actually seeing the crime in progress, and we're relaying that information to the real-time crime center and also to the officers that's on the street.
Mhm.
Now, the other portion of it is that you can set up parameters for that. You may not want to share your live video, but what you can do is you can register your cameras because for and I'm speaking directly for people that have their own cameras for like I heard when I came in here about the ring cameras. Prince George's County, they just want you to register your cameras, and so what happens is if there was ever a crime that occurred in your neighborhood, we're no longer we have to go door knocking. We can just send you a blanket email to say, hey, we had a crime that occurred between 1 and 3 p.m. Are you willing to send us your footage and you don't even know that you're even talking to the police and you can send that already? I don't know if you guys see, like on the Ring camera, people post videos to the neighbors app all the time.
Yeah.
And so what I can say, in the times now, we are looking at having cameras, um, they're really taking place of officers because they're really giving that real time information. But the one thing that you all have for your benefit is you control where you put the cameras and who you want to share it with.
Mm-hmm.
And so in Forest Heights, they've had cameras there since in 2012. And so what they did was they made it a I'm not sure what you all are going to do, but they made it we did a meeting about them. Let every camera that you want to post, that you want to put up, there will be a meeting about it to say, hey, we're putting this camera here, and we put signs. We put signs on every camera to say that you're audibly, not audibly, but visually being recorded. And that right there deters people from coming into your town. It's no different from when you go to the shopping centers and you see that big camera sitting in the middle of the parking lot with a flashing light. That is the main thing. You want people to know that you have cameras because it acts as a deterrent. With that, I'm going to hold. Is there, if you have any questions, I'm here to answer.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And as we said, it is a deterrent, and we have a way to go because we still have to get signage, and we still have to do our ordinance. Who's next? Quick.
Amali, you have the floor.
Hi, this is Amali and Thashara. We both have something to say, but he's gonna go first.
Yeah, hi everyone. So I work in AI governance and have worked for years in responsible AI. I have concerns. One thing that I think is really important is for the town to be able to see the agreement that we've signed with this company, with Turing, because it's easy to say that we own the data, but I think there's many high profile, and I can send this to everyone, high profile instances where the data is not private. There are times where ICE has asked for camera data from surveillance cameras around towns, and given their federal nature, the towns have given that information up. So I think it's very important not to simply say, this isn't happening and that's not happening, and actually take a very, very close look at what we have signed and what we have allowed this company access to. Um, I'm sorry to say this, but data privacy is a moving target. People say that their data is private, and then I don't know. I'm sure all of you guys have seen leaks, and there are leaks all the time. So I hesitate to say that this isn't a good idea, but I do want us to be able to share the anything that we've signed as a town, and with complete details on what is recorded, where it's stored, and making sure that we are doing everything possible. If and it's up to the town to continue to keep the cameras, but I think there's a way that we can keep ourselves safe from some of the other sort of nefarious things that happen with these surveillance cameras.
Amali, can you give me your send your email, please?
Yes, I can share our email,
Okay,
both of our emails now.
and that's a very good point. And we do have the contract.
Yeah, I think just echoing what Thashara said on top of that, with everything that's happening in the world right now, with immigration and ICE, I think that is something that is really important. I would say to us and members of the community that would be impacted by that. Um, And I had put a question in the chat, but I know we're all using the chat, so I just would want to ask this question as well. I know my biggest issue, we've been in the neighborhood for about 5 years now, and our biggest issue has been the speeding on Allison Street. Just cars going full speed, and we've seen dead animals in the road. We've had our windows knocked off of our vehicles, glass in the street, things like that. And that is something that I've been kind of trying to discuss, Mayor. I know I've talked to you about this and Miss Cuffey many times over the past 5 years. And I guess my biggest question is, would these cameras be able to be used for things like people running the stop signs on Allison Street? We have lots of kids and animals in the neighborhood, and that has been a major issue for me. So if it's not going to be able to be used for those reasons, I guess that's kind of my biggest question, the speeding
I
and
don't
stuff
think
like
we can
that.
have stuff. I don't think we can have my understanding, we cannot have stop sign cameras.
Yeah, I think Ms.
We can't have stop sign cameras because we're not in the distance of a school,
School zone.
at the school zone. We cannot have them. I mean, Brentwood could have them, but we cannot have them because we're
Yeah.
not in that distance. So it does not, but it does, people stop because they think it's a stop sign camera. So I'm just saying that. Okay, I'm just saying that just to say that. Okay, because somebody did tell me that.
Yeah, I can definitely see people thinking that as well. And if that deters people, that's great. But, I know we've talked about this, but if we can do other things, and obviously that's a different issue besides the cameras, but I definitely think other things need to be done to deter the speeding besides those cameras, because I think people that live in the neighborhood already know, and people like to cut across from Route 1 to 38th and fly full speed. And I watched multiple people in the past couple days fly down our road and still run that stop sign. So even with the cameras up. So I definitely want to make sure that we are moving in a direction to make sure that that problem is solved as well.
Allison Street it's up for speed calming devices because we have a CDBG grant and we will repave Allison Street and speed calming devices, speed humps will be put there.
That would be
And so that should slow them down on Allison Street.
awesome.
We know
Okay,
that.
thank you.
We have an $85,000 grant in there.
Amazing.
We just received that. So
Okay, awesome. I'll talk to you more about that. Thank you.
okay, thank you. Please leave your email, please. Who's next?
Melissa, you may speak.
You're on mute.
Okay, I need to use the interpreter.
You got, okay, she's okay. The
Okay,
interpreter got hers.
so the interpreter is going to pin her to the screen, make sure I can see her. Okay, so um, I'm using sign language, so the interpreter is going to go ahead and interpret what I'm saying. I've lived here for uh, 10, 12 years thereabouts. And my concern with the cameras, I really just want to understand. I know the gentleman earlier was talking about the cameras are not catching any audio. There's no audio with the cameras, so there's privacy. It's just what it's being seen. But I use sign language. That's the only way I communicate. So it's actually catching what I'm saying, and I'm saying that's not, really fair to deaf residents living in North Brentwood who are utilizing sign language or anybody who's utilizing sign language. That seems to be kind of a conflict is there as far as privacy. If anybody could maybe do some clarification on that.
Officer Chief Reese. Is he here? He was here. Maybe he's
He
gone.
just left. Yeah, it just said
Yeah.
he left.
If you are on the sidewalk or in the street, that's where they're pointing to. So if you are in the street using sign language, I guess it would pick it up because you're in the street and you're on the sidewalk. Because that it's not in your home and it's not in your front. Does that help you, Melissa?
I appreciate clarification. So basically, what you're saying is deaf people in North Brentwood aren't going to have the same level of privacy as the hearing residents. And that just doesn't make sense. I mean, I think everybody needs to be addressed, all people that utilizing different languages, the cameras aren't giving equitable access. I can't have that. I mean, I'm not, you're a hearing person and you use your voice and it's not picking up the audio, but I'm a deaf person, I'm using sign language and it is picking up my conversation. And that's not
Well,
equitable access.
I will ask that question.
Does I just have a question for Miss Melissa? Does that mean everybody with Ring cameras have to turn them off because I mean, I'm sorry, she's deaf, but Ring cameras and all types of recording devices when you're in the street pick you up, right? Or no?
My biggest thing is
Let me ask this question. Let me
most of
answer.
us.
I
Let
just
me
want a clarification on who that was just speaking.
That's Council Member Banks, and that was Miss Shalita.
Yeah, I'm just asking the question. Does that I mean you have a Ring camera and you're standing in front of somebody's home talking on the sidewalk and it picks you up.
Does Ring
Is that
camera
a
pick you up?
violation?
Yeah, Ring camera picks you up.
Yeah, it will pick you up. Mine pick up people across the street.
But as I was saying, I don't think most of us. I wish I could read sign language. Most of us can't read sign language. Actually, I can't hardly do English. So that's. I'm just saying. I understand. I wish I did or could learn sign language. But I guess just like when you get older, you can't learn anything. Just like trying to learn German. So I don't think that would be a real big problem.
No, and I understand your point with that. That's not even the point of it is whatever's caught there could be passed off to somebody and saying, "Hey, can you translate this?" So my point is saying is that any resident in North Brentwood should have the same level of treatment or equity that other residents experience. So deaf people are like, "Oh, well, I'm losing out on my privacy because I'm using sign," you know, but because it's not capturing audio, hearing people can have these conversations and their conversations aren't being caught. As I was just, wanted to bring that up, just a different point of view, a different perspective. And I'm hoping that, maybe the residents in Brentwood can come to some kind of an
Residents
agreement
of North
North
where
Brentwood.
Brentwood.
North Brentwood, where we can say that, we're not going to violate anybody's privacy and ensuring that, we're able to keep crime down, avoiding any issues of data breaches, information being shared with ICE, just any
Okay,
type of thing. We just want to make sure that there's no other confusion. I just want to make sure that it's clear to understand that. I mean, we are going to, we want to be in support of this going forward, but keep in mind the level of equity is not there.
definitely. I would reach out a little bit more and find out a little bit more.
Yeah, that's why we're
Thank you,
trying to tweak
Melissa.
it now. I mean, and once
While we're
everything is
tweaking,
tweaked, I'm quite sure everyone could understand. We're
I
just
would
trying to
like to
tweak it
say
right now.
something.
Once we get the
hold on just a minute.
signs up.
We're
Yeah,
going to be
I'd like to say something.
no, hold on just a
And
minute. Hello, hello,
okay,
hello.
this
We're
is
being
yes, I'm
recognized.
here. This
We're being
this
recognized.
is
Hold on.
Louise.
Hold on.
Okay,
We're being recognized.
okay.
Okay, so just hold on just a minute. Oh, we got Melissa. We done. Melissa, are you finished? Melissa, for now.
Yes, I've said my piece.
Okay, all right. And we will definitely check into that too. Next, Christian,
Brian Barton.
who is it?
Hi. Oh,
Oh,
this is-
Brian Barton. Okay.
hi. This is Aisha, his wife.
Mhm.
So this is so my thoughts on the camera are the same as quite a few people. I think we need to be really careful about whether or not federal law enforcement can access this. I love cameras personally. I have them all over my house. But I am worried about my neighbors. So I think that contract is very important. Um, Not about the cameras and kind of a little bit of something else. Since we have so many people here, what are we going to do about mosquitoes this year? 'Cause it was really bad. Like I could not exit my house last year.
Okay, Ms. Barton, let's come back to the mosquitoes. Let us finish this camera, and we'll come back to
Okay,
you about
fair.
the mosquitoes.
Totally
Okay,
fine.
who do we have next, Christian?
Jennifer Bryan.
Really? Good God. Hi, everyone. I listened to everyone's concerns about the cameras, and I do agree about the contract that we really do need to find out what's in the contract. Unfortunately, we have some very unique situations. I forgot the deaf lady's name. I forgot her name. I'm sorry.
Lisa.
But that's a very, very unique situation. That is very unique. And it's starting to sound like I've lived here for over 13 years, maybe 14 years. I always wanted the cameras because I live right where the park is. And when there's gangs of children in the summer, teenagers fighting in the back of the park, there's a lot going on. People are racing up and down the streets. And I really thought the cameras were a good idea. I kind of thought that's what you meant when you said it's for the safety of the neighborhood. I really didn't think about all the
Yes.
other issues that have been like brought to the forefront tonight. So it kind of does give me something to think about. It's given me a lot to think about, but I still think we do need the cameras. I work night shifts, so I see a lot at night. A lot goes on in North Brentwood at night when everybody else is sleeping. And unfortunately, cameras would catch these things, a lot of it. There's a lot of things. So I'm not going to say I'm on the fence because I'm not. Definitely want the cameras, but I do respect everybody's opinions and their questions and everything. And we'll try and understand it. But given where I live, I'm all for it.
Thank you, Jennifer. Who was next, Christian?
Clark.
Clark.
What's up, class? So some of the most, it's funny. Like, some of the most scary words is like, I'm from the government and I'm here to help. It's like kind of ironic there. The government wanted to help. Um, and so it's like I'm very offended on the behalf of my deaf wife. Shame on y'all. But that being said, I'll leave that my prejudice to the side, or my rather my how furious I am to the side. But so ring cameras are completely different. That's private. What I put on my property is my business. That being said, like what's being subsidized by our tax dollars and owned by AI corporations, that's, it's kind of funny that we think that's the same thing. Um, and it's just like I hate the idea that we have cameras that we can't even adjust ourselves. What do you mean we have to call a 1-800 number to adjust our cameras that are being recorded right now? And so yeah, um, I I get the point now. It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna walk like that. Completely changes how we walk our daughter, because I don't want some pedophile creep watching us walk our 7, 8 month old. And it's just so I do not feel more safe with these cameras looking at me. And it's like, yeah, I have lots of questions about them as far as you say they're not recording, but do they have that capability? You say, they're not looking to people's houses, but show us. I want to see that. And as far as if somebody breaks into my car, like, am I able to go and check and see, as far as watch the recordings, or do I have to trust somebody to go and watch them, then tell me what they did or did not see?
Prince
Um,
George's County will.
well, and see, I just find that unacceptable. It's like that we are, and I don't care what Bowie has. I don't care what Chevy Chase has. I don't live there. But that being said, when I'm being told by the what's the person, I forget her name, the code enforcement, say, oh, just move when people but like as far as voice or like their opinions on Facebook, it's like, yeah. Well, that's what me and my wife did. We went and started looking at the different homes because, there's not a lot of mutual respect. And yeah, and I'm not being very respectful right now too. And because I'm frankly, like it's past my bedtime. And so it's like, yeah, I wish I could attend more town meetings, but they're pretty late at night. And so, and I wake up at the butt crack of dawn. And so like, there are a lot of frustrations and a lot of defensiveness on the receiving end as far as the council members. And rather than just like, I don't know, it's just all funny to me and not very productive, um, and just not very welcoming. And I've just not felt that, um, that welcoming. I actually feeling the opposite. And now as I walk around, like I even get more because I'm over there like looking like, oh, is there cameras watching me? Just walk down the street and I'm doing nothing. I'm walking my dogs or I'm walking, pushing a stroller, but I'm over here like, I don't like being watched, you know. But then that being said, I don't care if a ring camera sees me. It's because, like I said, that those quality is not as like, near as good as those Turing videos. And so, I don't trust it. I don't trust anybody here besides my wife, who's in the same room. But it's like, and so, yeah, do I want to put cameras up? No, because I mean, even if we did, like, I would much prefer, as far as they being owned by the town and being recorded, as far as and only shared
They are
once
owned
a
by
meeting.
us.
But as far as we can't even adjust them,
We are
and
going to adjust them. We're going to adjust.
but you
We
have
are
to
going to
call
adjust
them
them.
to
But
adjust
go ahead,
them.
Clark. Go ahead. No, go ahead,
No,
and I will
no,
get you the information.
no. As far as like, know, it's just AI company. We're going to trust an AI corporation with our safety.
We in AI. This is where we are.
I know, and and I'm sure this has some connection to Peter Thiel and BlackRock, and who's in love with the Antichrist. But that's a whole another discussion. And it's just there's a lot of sin in this world, and you don't fight sin with sin. That's all I got to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Who's next? Charles?
No, Mayor. The community member with the phone number ending in 9446.
This Good evening. This is Leah Gibson, and I remember before the cameras were able to be mounted, when we had the snow, there was an incident. Uh, it was either shooting or firecrackers, and I think they said something about gunshots. And at that time, the cameras would have been very helpful. And so I see it as a two-edged sword. I mean, there are a lot of questions, but then there are some positives about having cameras to monitor people that come into the neighborhood, and especially people that are firing guns that I understand a bullet went into the lady's home and there was a police investigation. So that type of thing makes me very uncomfortable. The fact that there would be people doing that type of activity, around our very quiet town. I've been here uh, since the 1950s, so it's been a long time. And with all of this technology, I'd like to think that it is somewhat that there is part of it that would be very helpful to us. And as far as the other things are concerned, I hadn't really been able to think about all of these other things. So the town has given me something to think about, and I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Charles, you may speak, and then we will go back to people who are speaking for a second time.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Town Council. Um, I remember when I was on council, this idea originally coming up, and there wasn't this much participation, right? We didn't have this much input from the community. I think what we've heard today, from what I've heard, I think the disconnect for me is not the fact that we have cameras. It's the fact that they are currently recording. They aren't quite calibrated yet, and nobody's monitoring it. So we can't say with 100% certainty that it isn't recording someone's bedroom or some because they haven't been calibrated yet. And I think having them active, having the lights on, so, the recordings are going somewhere. Somebody has access to it. And I think tonight, like you said, tomorrow you will get them to stop recording or whatever. But I think having to not being proactive and getting all of that stuff straight before we had the cameras active, I think is the issue that I have. And that's it. That's all I have. Thank you.
Let me say that we did. The reason that I know that we saw the cameras and they gave us a login to see the cameras. That's why we know they're not positioned right. Okay, so I just want to say that. And there's some things that have to be tweaked. That's why I know that. So it won't be tomorrow. It will be the next day. But we are working on it because that's where I logged in to see the cameras. I wanted to see what they look like and what they were doing. And we knew we had to twerk some things. So
So is there any way to cut the feed?
I'm sure that is. I'm sure it is. We can cut the fee. I mean, I'll check on it. I'll check it on Wednesday. I will see. Well, my point is, and we can cut, but cutting the feed doesn't help me do adjustments. That's the problem. I got to do the. You got to know what you're looking at because the adjustments have to be made.
Right, but then you would be able to test it,
Yeah,
activate it.
yeah.
But in the meanwhile, you can't say right now with 100% certainty that it's not catching something that you don't want
It's
it to
not
catch.
catching anything in anybody's house. Now, I can say that because we looked at them. Then it may be the only thing I saw was somebody's a frontman. That's what I saw. Somebody's a frontman. We don't want nobody's a frontman of their house. We want it on the sidewalk and on the street. That's what I saw. So that's why I say we have to, get these twerked to the way we want to make sure that we are not in the front of their house. We don't want nobody's front of the house. It wasn't nobody's house. It was the front of their house. We don't want that. We want just the sidewalk and the street.
So are we able to cut the cameras off until you're ready to
I got
recalculate
to,
it or
well,
whatever?
I have to have them on to do that though. You have to have them on to make the adjustments.
Right, right.
Mhm.
I'm saying cut them off, and
I
then
can't cut
when
them
they're
off. I can't cut them off tomorrow. I'm busy tomorrow. Okay, and I'll call them tomorrow morning. I mean, I can't promise that tomorrow. No, because I'm busy tomorrow. Wednesday, I'll see what I can do. I'll see what
And Mayor,
I
I'm sorry, just piggybacking on what Wiley said, they can deactivate the feed and still test the view of the cameras
okay.
without
All
actually
right.
having them active.
Okay,
Yeah.
you want to come? Can you help us, Evan Dane?
No, I mean that's what the contractor that installed them would be for. They would be able to walk you through
Yeah.
that.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, we will.
Mayor, this is
Uh-huh.
Stewart.
Yes.
Let me tell you about these cameras. The cameras, you won't need them. If you go down the street, somebody busts you in the head, you wish you had a camera. Somebody go in your car, you wish you had a camera. Somebody run over your kid, you wish you had a camera. And for your windows, there's a thing made of black over your windows that you can look out, but they can't look in. You need cameras. And then for the talking, I don't care if you open your mouth and talk, they can read lips.
Yeah.
It don't make no difference about how you talk. Thank you.
Thank you. Who's next?
Miss Hill, you may speak.
I think she didn't put her hand down. Alana, did you put
No,
your
I
hand
did. I
down?
did put my hand back up. I was kind of going to say a very similar thing to what the guy just said before. As somebody I had my daughter's car literally just sideswiped, and when I tell you, I went to every person on this block who had a Ring camera, and all of them were working, and it was only Alicia who actually offered to help. So I say that to say, I want to believe that the Ring cameras will help, right? But realistically, in that moment, being able to have access to, and so because of the fact that her car was hit, our insurance went sky high. and it was something that we had nothing to do with.
Mhm.
And realistically, they were like, well, if you could give us a name of somebody who, if you have a license plate, we can, charge them with it. That would have been something that would have been helpful for me. I've seen my neighbor's dog be attacked by a dog in front of our yard. Like, realistically, I guess I'm saying that to say, I know there are concerns. I hear the concerns. I thought about the lip reading as well in terms of that. As I was walking through, I walk my dog twice a day. As I'm walking through, I'm like now concerned about, are they picking up my words? Because I do feel that. I understand that. I'm not saying that anything is wrong with that. I think the reality is we are in an AI world. I think that for the most part, most of what we do is being recorded. But at the end of the day, I just need to be able to say, like, it's hard for me to hear that because one person has a complaint that now nothing is going to happen. Because if tonight my daughter walks out to the car and she gets attacked, I'm gonna be so upset at everybody in this community who fussed about them cameras being on because they don't like the privacy situation. Because we're talking about lives here. We're talking about people's lives, right? We're talking about people's lives. I understand it's a preference. I understand all of those things need to be worked out. But at the end of the day, and I do believe that we should all have something. We should be able to talk. We should be able to share our opinions. But at the end of the day, we elected the mayor and the council to be able to make these decisions. And I just, for me, like, I love that you're allowing us to you're hearing our voice and you are taking it seriously. But at the end of the day, we can't expect we have to trust that you're doing the best thing for us. And right now, I do feel like these cameras were created for our purpose. I was on a meeting in 2022, so I do know that this conversation is not new. So all I'm saying is I get it. I understand that everybody has a ton of stuff to do. I know there's a lot of concerns, and I hope that you're hearing it. And I appreciate you taking it in. But at the end of the day, I don't want these cameras to be cut, because if something happens to somebody or somebody's kid, these kids ride around all the time. I want to be able to say somebody needs to figure out who did something to these babies, right? But instead, we're going to go, well, because I was having a conversation about, I don't know, something like a friend of mine, that's a concern over somebody's safety. I don't know. For me, I know it's hard to put us all on the same page, but I would just really hope that we could think about this, logically, and just remember that the mayor and all the town council are elected members, and we at some point we have to trust them to do what's best, because we're never going to agree. I actually don't think the cameras are not going to get removed, even if we did a petition, because I'm not signing anything.
Right.
I can tell you that right now.
Comment.
And then let me say, the council, we worked on this since COVID. We've been talking about these cameras, and we put them in our ARPA budget. So the mayor and the council, we approved this budget for these cameras. So just let me say, and this has been since 2020. We are in 2025, 2026. So,
Mayor, can I?
Miss Louise Briggs, and then we're going to close the conversation, and
Hello,
move on to
Mayor.
hello, just a minute,
Yes.
just a minute. We're going to let
Okay.
Louise speak, and then we're going to move forward to our next concerns. I think Ms. Barton had something to say about mosquito control. Go ahead,
Okay. Yeah, this is
Louise.
Louise. All right. This is Louise, and I was calling in definitely about the cameras. The cameras that are installed, I'm showing that the 3 cameras are covering the entrances into the town. And what they're to do are monitoring the streets and any activity or illegal activities or things going on. Now, if you are not in fan or in favor of a camera, it could be that something that you're illegally doing or undercover that's bothering you. If the cameras are in place, monitoring the safety, monitoring activities or eyeballing things that's happening after hours or during an inadvertent activity, that's in place. That's for a reason. People who have Ring cameras are you requesting to have them removed because your neighbor has a Ring camera? That is, I'm not in agreement. I am in favor of the cameras being in place to monitor the streets and the activities of things going on. Your cameras are everywhere. You go over to the Giant, you pull up in that parking lot, your camera and your car is being recorded. No, I'm not a sign language, but I know some things. If you're signing or if you're talking, yes, it may pick it up. So if you're signing or talking or saying something out of place, it's going to pick it up. But if you're signing, you walk out of your house and you go into your trash can or go into your car and you happen to sign, if you're in the street or on the sidewalk, yes, it's going to pick it up. So, I mean, the things that you're saying or doing, no, it's going to do. You go to the metro, you go to a train, any kind of building or outdoor activity facility, it's going to do that. It's going to pick it up. The rec center is covered with cameras. The parking lot, all of this is in place for your safety. So PG, you report your car being hit. What you do, you report to PG. PG will go there, pull it up, see what time, and try to investigate it and try to find out or trace what happened. So we're not trying to be in your house, and we don't want to see what's going on in your home. When you come out on that porch or your street or your sidewalk, yeah, we're going to monitor that. We're going to see who's after you or what's going on. If you're doing something undercover, then you just curtail it. Okay, that's it.
Okay,
And I'm
thank
in
you.
favor of the cameras being in place, and it's covering the entrances into the town and to monitor what's going on.
Mayor Robinson, can I just have a couple of minutes, please?
Yes.
Jacqueline Morales, citizen and council member, North Brentwood. I have two sides of the coin here. While I respect our citizens and their concerns, I believe the mayor has adequately addressed your concerns. However, I don't think that we're going to meet everyone's expectations, but I want to put on record, as a citizen, I wholeheartedly am in agreement with the cameras. I have a camera that faces my house, my front door, and I feel very secure with that camera being there. That is to me, my first line of defense. If something happens to me, I have cameras on my home, and we are constantly being surveilled by global visual apparatus. So I'm all for the cameras. But Mayor, can I have 2 more minutes to read my statement here?
Yes.
Because the first thing that I would like for us to do is to kind of ratchet this thing down, because the heat is in this thing. Let me just say what I want to say. There is something unique about North Brentwood. Special, in fact, we are all residents, town employees, and elected officials, all living and working in this tiny hamlet, close enough to reach out and touch one another. When problems arise, we take care of ourselves. No, we cannot always meet every personal request, but we do work within our ability and budget to adjust where possible. We invite your participation. Let's put our collective efforts and talent together to work to get to where we all want to be, which I believe is maintaining a safe and livable community. To do so, I believe we must first decide how to peacefully work towards that goal so we can all enjoy living and thriving here. To do that, we need to decide whether we want to be agents of change or agents of chaos. There are experts in this community that can be of invaluable assistance to help improve and maintain what we have here in North Brentwood. We welcome your suggestions as well as your expertise. I like to say further that there are very few things that keep me up at night. I must be honest, the barrage of comments posted on Facebook and the tone and tenor of the comments communicated during our town meetings following the Snow Creek, storm have troubled my sleep. The Snow Creek was the first incident, and now the cameras. The other council members and I, along with the mayor, are here to look out for the interests of all residents. And it troubles me to say that I am concerned about how some are choosing to express themselves while using email, social media, and Zoom meetings, including here tonight. I feel that we need to be cognizant of those with personal access to grind and who have little to no information about facts and how quickly they can distort a situation and use it for their personal vendetta. No one here is the target of that comment. But what I'm saying is how we communicate with each other here and going forward has an impact on how things can be taken out of context and used for personal vendetta. I'm thinking about the news stories about how some allow their passions to become violent over something they've read, all with disastrous consequences. The comments being directed towards the elected officials and the staff have become increasingly
I don't
concerning.
appreciate these
This is no
insinuations. I
way to
think you need
resolve
to
Excuse
anything.
me,
end your
excuse me,
comment.
excuse
I'm
me,
insinuating.
excuse me. Don't
I
interrupt.
have a moment, please. I allowed you to speak. This is no way to resolve anything. It's not helpful. It delays a response when an issue is buried under heated language that obscures the need. We are trying to keep the neighborhood safe, trying to maintain and improve what we have. We invite your concerns, but please help us by bringing your issues to our attention and allowing us to get to a workable solution. Highlighting them in a public forum, using language that incites negativity. That's the issue. Using language that incites negativity, such as referring to our town as ghetto, making accusations of money grabs, spying is not the way to go. Moreover, negative language only invites negative behavior. Human nature may cause someone to resort to negativity when feeling aggrieved, but I believe it's those times when it's beneficial to assess before acting. Otherwise, you take the chance of escalating a workable situation into an unworkable level. Help us, work with us. But please, can we just get this thing, get the language toned down, please? Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have some things I have to look into. You have already brought them up for the access for the law enforcement, the sign language issue, retention period. We have not set a retention period. Most of the retention periods are 30 days. That's what they are. They can be 15. But most of them are no more than 30 days. No, I cannot give you the login to what you look at it. If I give you the login, what's the use what's the use of having this? Okay, so no, I cannot give you the login. When we get everything settled, we will let you know. By the next meeting, we should have some of these answers for you. I think, Mr. Fisher, you have requested a Public Information Act. We are working on your Public Information Act, and some of that is about the contracts and everything. So we are working on that, and we have gotten some of that information anyway. But we will be working on it, and this is what the meetings are about. Meetings are about discussing what we need to discuss and then find some answers. I'm always the one, and everybody will tell you, I always don't leave nothing hanging. Okay, we will come back to it again at our next meeting, and we will find out all the information, or most of it that we can, and give you an answer. That's what we're here to do. So next I want to go on um to where's to the mosquito control. She gone. Let's go to mosquito control.
I'm still here.
Okay. Mosquito control. What usually happens to mosquito control is last year we did not sign up for mosquito control. And I think the year before that we did not sign in for mosquito control. I think we did Charles Wiley, you can help me. I think we did the mosquito bites, bits, whatever. We distributed those. That's what we did. We can sign up through the county. We can sign up for spraying. We tried there for the last 2 years that we didn't sign up. Okay, we did not sign up for that. There is a fee, a really nominal fee, but there is spraying done. Some people don't like spraying. I mean, that's just like cameras. Some people like spraying because of the mosquitoes, and others don't. They think it's a health issue. So half one doesn't hit, one doesn't dead. So we will discuss that when we get. It should be coming soon. We will get the Department of Agriculture will be sending us that document to see if we are going to participate in the spraying. And what are your feelings about spraying? I think last time, let me say this. Last time we talked about mosquito control, I think Clark was the one, and I think I called Clark a couple of times, and he said he was in that business. I think it was Clark. And it was Clark that said he was in that business, and then I didn't get any answers. So I don't know if he's still in that business or not, as far as mosquito control.
I'm
Yeah,
still in the business. I put my email address and phone number in the chat last year, but I never got a call or an
I
email.
called you. I called you twice. I left a message.
No, you didn't.
Okay. So, but so I didn't get an answer. So we can find us some other way. But if we want to sign up for the county, we can sign up for the county mosquito control program.
Mayor.
Oh,
Miss
sorry.
Barton, I just want to talk to Miss Barton.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the answer is as far as mosquito control, but I will say like I remember a lot of people did the dunks. I actually paid for a company to come and change out our dunk buckets every month, and
You on 41st Avenue.
yeah, yeah. And it was unbearable. I mean, they were in
Okay, well
the house.
you over there. You at the end. You at there's a There's a rain garden
There's
there.
a rain
Rain
garden
garden
down
down there.
there.
Isn't it it's a rain garden down there. We probably that's Prince George's County's rain garden.
Oh,
That's another thing. Okay, that is not ours. That is Prince George's County. And I will go to the Department of Environment about that. I do have that contact about that, and I can see about that rain garden because a lot of the problem is probably down there
yeah.
in
I mean,
that vicinity.
it's
In that
really,
vicinity.
really, really bad. I know the closer you get to all of that water, you tend to have a lot, but like
Yeah.
they're like in my car. I can't even walk like 2 feet out the door without seeing like 10 of them. Like it was really bad. I mean, I've been trying to talk Brian into like screening the whole backyard. I would love to see like spray. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that are probably on this call that are gonna get really, really mad at me over the bees and everything else. But I would love to see spraying weekly.
Brian,
Anything.
Miss Barton, Miss Cuffy has your contact information.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to get in touch with DOE. Okay, let me get in touch with DOE about that rain garden down there.
Okay, thank
Okay,
you. I
okay,
would
'cause I
appreciate that.
think I think let's start there. We will figure out what we're gonna do about mosquitoes, but let's start there.
Okay,
All right,
thank
there's
you.
some. Okay,
Thank you.
okay, Miss who is that? 379-9446.
Gibson,
Uh-huh.
Leah Gibson. Good evening, again, Mayor and Council. This is not about the mosquitoes. Have we finished with the mosquitoes?
Yeah, we finished with the mosquitoes and we finished with the cameras.
Okay, this is about in February, I think January or February, there was to be a session about wills and trusts. Anything happened with that?
We did call, she did get back to us. We weren't available until July, and she did not get back to me.
So is it still in the works, or?
She did not get back to me. I'll have to contact Linda's last name.
I
Linda
can't
Thornton
remember her
Thomas.
name. She's
Linda.
Linda
okay.
Thornton Thomas, man.
I'm
Linda
sorry.
Thomas.
Thomas, yes, she was supposed to do it. So we have to get back with her. We told her we wouldn't be
All
available
right.
because she had to have a site too. So Sisters Tavern would be the site. Jennifer Bryan.
Yes, so as far with the mosquitoes,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the parks and planning needs to do a better job cutting the grass in the park because with the grass and the water, I mean, when you walk the dog in the park, you see the kids like we're fighting them off back there in the park, the grass, they let the grass get so high before they actually cut it. And so we have a lot of issues with that. And then we also have the issues with the wasps and the hornets. I'm not sure if it's because I'm so close to the water, but it's terrible.
Okay, we'll get we have somebody from North Brentwood that can handle that too. So I'll get in touch with them and Prince George County EOE. Okay. Alana, did you have something else? Oh,
No,
she
sorry, I
okay.
forgot to lower my hand. I apologize.
All right, so we're
Sorry,
gonna
I'll do
move
it now.
forward. Okay, we're gonna move forward and see if we can get through the rest of this swiftly. Thank y'all for everything and your input.
Excuse me.
Yes,
I'm sorry, I didn't know how to raise my hand on the phone. This is Paulette.
yes,
Um, just give me my 2 minutes. One, I want to thank you when you opened the meeting about the cameras.
yes.
I think you did a good job. You answered a lot of my questions. What I'd like to know is, can you get what you said at the beginning in writing? Because maybe if we have the stuff in writing, people can refer back to that to get answers to their questions.
Yes. Okay,
And
we will
some of
put
the
it.
other questions that were asked tonight, can we get that in writing as well? The questions and the answers, again, so that people can refer back to the documentation so we won't have so much of this repetitiveness. But I do appreciate, like I said, you answered the majority of my questions when you did your opening speech. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Paula, and I will do that. Okay, let's move on. Okay, next thing is the visit to the Brentwood Police Department. Officer Campbell, we went to see Officer Campbell in Brentwood, and myself, Councilwoman Morales, to look at the speed cameras and how they monitor the speed cameras. If you didn't know, Forest Heights will no longer be doing our speed camera monitoring. It is we do not need a police department to do that now. It is law now. So we will have a reviewer and program manager. I'm going into the next subject. Reviewer and program manager and an ombudsman. The program reviewer and program manager will oversee the speed cameras, and an ombudsman will be the one to be there to do any kind of discrepancies or any kind of conflicts that appear. We have to pay these people. So this is where we at. We paid probably Forest Heights, probably we probably in the last 6 months we paid them probably 20, 30, for about $70,000 to monitor to do our monitoring of our speed camera tickets. This time we will reduce our costs by having a program manager and reviewer that will review it. Very simple, and an ombudsman that we will have to pay. What happened with Forest Heights we did ask Forest Heights before all of this if they would they reviewed tickets at $5 per ticket. We asked them to lower the cost to $4 a ticket, and we did that on March 18, 2026. We did not get a reply back to them um, until February 18, 2026, and they said they were lowered it. And then when we found out that we did not really need them to do all this, we did write them to tell them that the MOU that we did sign will no, we want to remove ourselves from that MOU, which is effective May 1st. And he did write us back and said that we need a 60-day turnaround, so it would be May 18th will be the day. May 17th will be the last day for Forest Heights to be monitoring our speed tickets. So we will have our program manager and ombudsman in place at that time. Any questions about that? The Prince George African American Museum and Cultural Center, we know we are in litigation with them. I think the last thing that we got from our attorney was that we asked them to give us everything that we requested some information, access, and so on, and we requested that by March 31st. And in reply, they said they could not do that at that time, and they will be the board would be meeting April the 14th. So that's where we are with them. they will be meeting again, but we will move forward. Um, any questions about that? The MML Summer Conference is June 14th to 17th in Ocean City. Capstone Project, Christian.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, and members of the public. I'm pleased to provide an update regarding the ongoing Capstone project in partnership with students from the University of Maryland. This collaboration continues to be a valuable opportunity to gather insights that will help inform future town initiatives. And so the student team, comprised of 6 information science majors, has developed a community survey intended to better understand resident experiences, concerns, and priorities. Town staff have reviewed the draft survey and provided feedback to ensure clarity, consistency, and alignment with the town's needs. Additional refinements are currently being incorporated by the student team. The students are scheduled to attend our upcoming April 20th Mayor and Council meeting, where they will introduce themselves, share an overview of their work, and provide context for their survey effort. Once finalized, the survey will be made available to the public through multiple channels to encourage broad participation. This includes the town's main newswire, the official town website, and a coordinated social media campaign. Community input collected through the survey will be used for town purposes only and will not be shared externally. Residents are encouraged to participate and provide feedback to help guide future planning and decision-making efforts. That is my report, Mayor.
Thank you. Capstone's work with us. The University of Maryland works with us in many different ways, and we're just glad that they can help us during this time so that we can get more people involved in our town and in our organizations. Next is the budget fiscal year 27 preparation workshop. Is going to be held Saturday, April 18th at 9 a.m. at the town office. That's when we do have a budget workshop that all municipalities do, and we'll be meeting at 9 a.m. at the town office. Residents are welcome to come. We will be working diligently to get our fiscal year 27 budget prepared. After that, a closed session will be held. Council, please be aware of this. A closed session will be held to discuss the vacancy, our town manager vacancy. So after that, we will be in closed session to discuss the vacancy. That is a closed session, and that is not open to the public. We just have to notify you that we are having a closed session and that what it is about. Memorial Day preparation is being done. Memorial Day is May 25th. You know, we usually have the Memorial Day service at the Memorial Garden. We are in preparation. I'm trying to get someone to work on the benches. Those benches need to be redone. I do have one quote. Don't know if we're going to get another one. We were waiting for one. We're going to wait till the end of the week, but we need to get those benches stained, shade. Well, I guess sanded and stained to make them look a little bit better. So we're getting that. I did talk to First Baptist Church, and they are going to do the landscaping there and the mulching. They will give us the fee for the mulching. The other part, with the landscaping, will be done free as they usually do, and they also do mural park. They also do the landscaping there. Announcements. The North River Citizens Association membership drive is on. Their next meeting is April the 13th at 6:30 p.m. It's a dial in 774-267-2052. North River Historical Society is meeting in person. Councilman Dame, I think this is right, April the 15th?
Yes, that's correct, Mayor.
Okay, April the 15th at 6:30 p.m. at Sis's Tavern. They're getting ready for an election. There will be the town of North Brentwood and District 47 and Good Intentions is doing a food distribution on April 24th at Sis's Tavern from 2 to 4 p.m. So come and pick up a bag of food. Shared distribution is April the 17th 2026. Um, please be aware of that. That is 11:30 to 1 p.m. if you are signed up at the First Baptist Church, Church Street entrance. Just to let you know, we did send flowers to Senator Joanne Benson. We finally got in touch with her. She's been hospitalized. She is sick, and she is not running for District 24. So we did get in touch with her, and we did get send the flowers to her. The Hope, Help, and Understanding seminar that was supposed to have been done by the mature adults of ministry at First Baptist has been canceled. Um, the grand opening was done at the African American Cafe. They are opening, and they're open for business, and they will deliver free to residents of the town of North Brentwood. Let's see what else we have. Okay. Other announcements. Let's see. Notice a meeting. Okay. If you notice it's a meeting, we need your email. If you know somebody that wants to be in this meeting, please give us your email so we can send you the Zoom link. These are my closing remarks. Just for your information, we will be presenting an AI ordinance in May 2026. Why? An AI ordinance is needed in municipalities to make sure new technologies are used responsibly, transparently, and in the best interest of residents. As tools powered by artificial intelligence become more common in government, clear rules help prevent misuse and build trust. At the Maryland Mayors Association conference up in Annapolis, we worked diligently for numerous municipalities to um, do an AI ordinance, and our attorney has looked at that. I also want to reiterate our use of social media. Social media is here to stay. Social media is a great place to share thoughts and stay informed, but it's not the official channel for addressing community concerns. Attending town meetings or contacting the municipality directly ensures your voice is heard, documented, and can lead to real action. Social media can amplify voices, but it should not replace engagement. We cannot outsource responsibility for our community to an app. Every neighborhood thrives when its residents are present, informed, and involved. Every community problem solved is a testament to people showing up, not just logging in. We do appreciate everyone's engagement online. It shows how much you care about your community. In addition, your concerns can be submitted by email to employees and through the info@northbrentwood.com email. However, as stated, we encourage residents to attend meetings and to be active in the community, not just say something and just have complaints or have pass somebody on the back. It doesn't matter. We need your involvement. We need your involvement in the town, town activities. We need your involvement in organizations, the North Brentwood Citizens Association and the North Brentwood Historical Society. So I challenge you today. The next time you feel frustrated or see something that needs change or more discussion, don't reach for your phone first. Step out, attend the meeting, talk to your neighbors, volunteer, participate. Because a lot of this, what we're doing now, we have talked about this, like I said, 2020. We started this conversation a long time ago. And if you were if you were here and were really involved in the community, you would have known all about it, and your input would have been just a godsend, a godsend for me and the council. Attend the meetings, talk to your neighbors, volunteer, participate, because the power to change your community is not in your feet, it is in your hands. Together, we can build a stronger, safer, and more connected community, not with posts, but with presence. I thank all of you here tonight, and I thank you for your input. And we will be looking into answers to your questions. And we look forward to seeing you at the next meeting, which is April the 16th, 2026. Now I'm going to ask for the review of motions by our clerk.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Okay, so our first motion was to approve the town meeting minutes from March the 2nd, 2026, with the correction to the scholarship date. I think it's Councilman Morales, March the 16th through April the 30th. And that motion was made by Councilmember Dane, and it was seconded by Councilman Morales. All in favor, the motion passed. Excuse me. Mayor, the next motion was to approve the meeting minutes from March the 16th, 2006. That motion was made by Councilmember Dame, and it was seconded by Councilmember Baines. All in favor, and that motion passed. Excuse me. The next motion was a motion to to accept the financial report ending balance for February 2026, and with the correction that being made with a Y is missing on all pages. That correction be made by our town treasurer. But the motion was made by Council Member Baines and seconded by Council Member Dane. All in favor, the motion passed. And then we had the last motion was to table the reading, I believe it's the Maryland Government Local Investment Pool Financial Report. And that motion was made by Councilmember Baines, and it was seconded by Councilmember Dane. All in favor, and that motion passed. And thank you so much. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everyone who participated in the meeting. Hope to see you real soon at our next meeting, which is Monday, April the 20th. Did I say that right? April the 20th is our next meeting. I'm sorry. April 20th, 2026. Good night, North Brentwood, and be safe. Motion, I need a motion to adjourn, 9:22.
So moved, Mayor.
Second,
Jacko
Councilmember
Morales.
Baines.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Good night, everyone. Good night, North Brentwood.
Good
Good
night.
night,
Good
North
night.
Brentwood, and thank everyone for showing up.
Thank you to the ASL interpreter.
Good night, everyone.
Chatty voicing.